back to my channel. My name is Hart and welcome to week 3 of our 8-week beginner program. As I said on Friday, we are now going to be including the use of resistance bands. For this workout, I'm going to show you the resistance bands you're going to need. So you will need a long resistance band, as I've got here. You can have different resistances with the long resistance band, and you'll find that the thicker the band, the harder the resistance. You can also roll up the resistance band to add more challenge to your moves. We're also going to be using a small resistance band. So this one here, these are great for like squat based exercises, glute bridges, which we'll be using in today's exercise. When we're using these ones, it's similar to the long resistance band. This is a really thin one, so the resistance is really low. We're going to be doing 10 moves today with 30 seconds of work and 30 seconds of rest. Not all the moves that we're going to be doing today require the use of a resistance band. So I'm going to put the resistance band down now, and we're going to get started with our warm-up in just 10 seconds. So we're going to start with an alternating skip step. So it's kind of like a jumping hop, as it were. Off we go.
You told me more than once to show you my intention. My brain gets blocked at times, but now somehow I'll give you my attention. You've got to know that I ain't a person who understands all the clockwork of our romance. You make me feel so alive. Always
into plie squats.
But I just don't know if I'll dance with the lights on. If you're gonna be moving on solo, wait a second, cause they're playing the best song. I'll be there if you reach out to me. Reach out to me.
Into modified jumping jacks.
Reach out to me. I'm a rolling stone tonight, never to be settled. Although I know I can't deny your eyes, I've got this inner battle. I don't know how to act. I ain't a person who understands the commitments of a romance.
And down into squat shift. So just shift your weight side to side, but try and keep those quads and hammies parallel to the floor.
Dance with the lights on. If you're gonna be moving on solo, wait a second, cause they're playing the best song. I'll be there if you reach out to me. Reach out to me.
Back into that alternating skip step.
Reach out to me. I'm done with searching for the truth somewhere else when I just want you. There was a void in my soul. Now I found my true home. But I just don't know.
Into plie squats. So toes out as if you're doing an actual plie in ballet. So it's not like the sumo where the feet may be pointing slightly more forward.
I'll be there if you reach out to me.
And keep a slight bend at all times.
Reach out to me.
Into modified jumping jacks.
Reach out to me. Reach out to me. Reach out to me.
It's silent now, we don't say a word. We're just looking at each other. Tears in our eyes from the words we said.
And into our squat shifts. Sink down, side to side.
I'm trying my best to hold on, but I feel myself giving. You know that we shouldn't keep it up like this. We hurt each other's feelings on and on. I don't wanna change who you are. The things you say is always one step too far. But I know that I've played my part. I'm hurting you
standing based exercises that we're going to do in a routine, and then we're going to do 4 exercises on the floor. The first one we're going to do is a 3-point skater. So it's similar to the skates that we've been doing. The only difference is for this one we're going to try and reach down. So as we step to the side, we reach down. Because we're doing it and trying to reach to the floor, we're going to take it a nice slow level to start off with. As you are coming down, you want to make sure you're hinging at the hips, not curling over. Off we go. So try and look up as you go side to side.
Put your body on the kitchen table and move the dishes to the side. Yeah, girl, you always tend to drive me crazy, looking at me with those eyes.
And rest. So you've got 30 seconds. It is very quick to get your resistance bands in place. So grab your long one. We're going to do bent over rows. Place it so that it's flat on the floor in the middle. Place your feet over the resistance band itself. You're going to hold it in your hands with your hands facing inwards, so towards your knees. We're going to raise up and lower back down. And off we go. So as we're raising up, you want to have a slight bend to your knees. We're not trying to go too far past our back, so we want to create a nice straight line, as you can see in the bent over row.
Leave me, 'cause
We want to neutralise the spine
when I was down,
and focus on our breathing as much as we can.
leave me, telling me that I'll be fine.
So exhale as we bring it up, and inhale on the way down. And rest. So it takes a while to get into and out of the resistance band, so don't worry if you go a little bit over. So the next move we're going to do is our squat to calf raise. So similar to what we've done before with the squat, we've done a calf raise with it before. This is a proper one, so we're trying to really enforce it. So we squat down, and then as we come up, we're going to raise up onto the balls of our feet. So I'm going to show you from the side. 2, 1, off we go. So really focus on sinking back, and as we come up, we purposefully go up onto the balls of our feet. You may need a chair, a wall as you come up.
Let it go. You got something on your.
Try and elevate that chest as we are sinking down. And tap it up. Sorry, I'm going to keep pulling on my shorts. The next move that we're going to do, it's not a warrior 3, but it's preparing us for a warrior 3. So we're going to do slight leg raises. So we're going to stand on one leg, we're going to have our arms out in front of us, and we're going to raise that back leg. So the one that's not planted to the floor, we're just going to elevate and lower down, and then we're going to switch and do the other side. 2, 1, we go. Bend the knees as you join the feet together.
Nobody's like you.
If you find balance a challenge, you can always hold on to a wall
I want to.
or hold on to a chair.
My garden just fall.
Warrior 3, you're basically making a T with your body. So lifting this leg off the ground just helps to start your balance. And rest. Next we're going to do our front lunges. So we did our front lunges last week for the first time. So if you had a form of support last time, try and eliminate that. Make sure that you are focusing on your focal point. So I'm going to do this from the side. And when you're going forward, don't look to spring forward. Take a step if you need to, sink down, come up, and then step together. Doesn't matter if you take your time. Try and eliminate the support first before making it all in one motion. Off we go.
But will you let me down? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But will you let me down? Nobody's like us. When people see us, they know.
And rest. So So next we're going to do tricep extensions. So grab the long band, place one foot over the top. What I would suggest, the easiest way to get it into position is to bring the bands when you grab them over your head. So come round to the side. Now I'm going to show you from the side. So what I want you to do is extend the arms up and then bring them down so that they're parallel to the floor. This is where if you've got a lighter resistance band, it can be quite helpful. And off we go.
You down, some say love can feel much better now, but will you let me down?
This move is actually slightly easy with dumbbells as we get further on.
But will you let me down? But will you let me down?
And rest. So try and have the resistance band ready for the next move, because the next move we're doing is a 3-point skater, so that doesn't need any equipment. You can save yourself some time in between, that's always helpful. So just remember, for the 3-point skater next time, you might want to see if you can increase the number of reps that you do, so how many you can fit into your 30 seconds. But still focus on driving down, 2, 1, off we go. And hinging at the hips. Bent over row. So grab the band. This is where it's handy if it's all nice and ready made. So if you do want to increase the resistance, you can always have a thicker band, or you can choke up your band. So wrap it around your hands. That's terrible spine flexion, so make sure you've got your back nice and flat. And off we go. And bring them up. Squeezing our back ever so slightly as we hit the top.
I cannot let you go.
And rest. So remember, just get it ready for the last move. Next we're going to do our squat to calf raise. So what I want you to do is to make sure that when we're squatting down, we are elevating the chest, we're pushing those hips back. I'm really key to make sure we're focusing on that, because the more you focus on driving the hips back, the deeper you can get to the squat and the easier it becomes as one of your key functional moves. So 3, 2, 1, squat down. Raise up.
I'll run into your
And rest. So you may find that because we're using equipment that you might not be feeling quite ready to tap out. So we're going to do our warrior threes again. Warrior 3 modified. So what I want you to do, just remember, focus on those arms being out as straight as possible. We lift the leg, come back in, and then raise the other. You can always take a step back, lift the leg, come in, step back, and then lift. Off we go. front lunge. So again, remember, if you can try and make it more fluid this time, so don't necessarily need to step and then sink down. You can go straight into your lunge. So I'll show you an example. So just stepping forward all the time. So you can, you have to face the other way. So you can go straight into the lunge and come up, or do the step. 2, 1, off we go.
What is love? I don't understand. Wake me up, yeah. Reaching for your head.
And rest. So get ready, get prepared. Last standing move before you join me on the floor, tricep extensions. So get your band nice and ready. You can change the feet if you want, that's holding the bands, doesn't really matter. But just really focus on extending those arms up. So get prepared, get ready. 2, 1, off we go.
She's winning either way. Can't let you get away with. 'Cause deep inside I know you are the one. Yeah, I love you till eternity. Girl, you know that I don't want no other. She's my runaway. She's my runaway girl. She's my runaway.
And rest, and join me on the floor. You're only going to need your small resistance band for the floor section. We're going to do bird dogs to start off with, which we have done previously. So I want you to be in a quadruped position. This time I want to see how high you can extend the arm and extend the leg. So we're going to see if we can get more of a neutral line with our arm back and our leg. If you still need to, you can lower down. Off we go. Take your time with this one, as we're starting out, especially if you're raising up higher.
Around the world, yeah. Her is just a game I have to play. Oh, yeah, I know she's winning either way. Can't let you get away with. 'Cause deep inside I know you are the one, yeah.
And rest. So we're going to come down onto our backs. What we need to do is to place the glute band over your legs. Sometimes it's easy to do it sitting. I don't know what I was doing there. So you want it on your thighs. The thicker the band, the easier it will be to actually position it. And we're just going to raise into a glute bridge. We've just got some added resistance around our legs. Off we go.
Standing in the corner, I see you from across.
Okay, coming down. Take the band off for a second. We're going to do side planks. We're going to do it on one side first and then roll over to the other side. So for the side planks, we're doing 30 seconds. I would strongly suggest you pick what is the most comfortable for you to do right now. So if you do a side plank and you have your hip bone and your thigh and your knee on the floor, it's fine. If you can, raise up for 30 seconds. Off we go. Give that a try as well.
What you wanna do?
So shoulder and elbow should be in a nice straight line.
It's almost like you make me fly. Wanna look at you smile.
You don't want to see any rotation up towards the ceiling, so belly button should be pointing towards me. 2, 1. So sink down, roll to the other side. roll your shorts. Apparently you have the rolliest shorts in the world. If you need extra support, obviously you can place your hand down in front of you. And 3, 2, 1, rise up.
Don't know what it is about you. It must be in the way.
Obviously, as we get more advanced, our legs will be extended out. They'll be nice and straight. But this is good, and it's great if you've had a C-section, because it's not putting any pressure on this front abdominal region. We're just focusing on those lovely obliques, which will strengthen other regions in the future. And rest. So coming back into our quadruped position for our bird dogs, last round of exercises. So for the bird dog, just really focus on maintaining a nice straight line. As I said, it doesn't matter if you're still not lifting your leg and arm much off the floor. We'll get there in time, but just focus on what you can do. 2, 1, off we go. Before we go to the floor, try and keep it from rolling. As I said, thicker resistance bands don't tend to have so much of this problem, and also depends on the maker as well. Some makers are really good at preventing rolly ones. But if you're cheap like me, you'll pick the cheapest ones. So coming down to our back, and off we go.
Don't listen. I'm on the run, afraid.
Remember, as we come down, we're pressing all that back into the floor, so we don't have an arch like that as we come down. Instead, we have a nice flat back. So maybe you need to drive more with the glutes. If you drive with the belly and the back, you might find that you just keep that belly lifted slightly. And rest. So come up. By now, if you feel more comfortable to just get up, and you don't feel like you have to roll over onto your side, by all means, that's showing that you're improving your strength, but don't do it in the case of that you're doing it for ease over safety. If you still need to roll onto your side to get up, please make sure you're doing that. So, side plank next. Roll the shorts. And 3, 2, 1, up. So, with the side plank, if you feel like you have to take a break, you can drop down onto your knees, that's fine. But over time, we're trying to see if we can hold this position for the 30 seconds.
I just think they got too much to say. You're on my mind, and you know I'm broke.
And rest. So come down. Switch sides for a last move. Shorts don't normally do this. So when we're coming down, bear in mind that when we're doing the side plank, I am moving my knees slightly just when you're in position, because sometimes until you're down on the floor you don't realise what's a comfortable spot. So just, it doesn't matter if you're readjusting as you're going along. And 1, off we go. What you should find, however, is that your hip bone and your elbow are actually in a nice straight line, and that your hand and your knee are almost in a nice straight line. So you've got this nice connection point. When we get into more of the advanced, because the legs will be straightened, that's going to be taking out that balance point here. And sinking down. So we're going to do our cool down next. So you can cross your legs if you wish. I'm just going to roll those wrists out. If you're anything like me, if you have had a baby, if this is the reason why you're doing the beginner program, you find yourself holding a baby an awful lot of the time, and these get an awful lot of pressure on them. So I've spoken about that before, some of the issues you can get, so it's really important to loosen those wrists after a workout. And coming onto our side, we're just going to do our ankles again. Some of them we're doing a lot of squat work, you neglect the ankles in stretching, you forget that they're there. They're a vital joint in our body. So we're rolling them at the moment, we're rolling them away from each other and then towards each other. She reminds me of my cousin when she was younger, doing her ballet. And I was going to switch toe for toe, so our good toes, naughty toes. Got a very sweet video of her when she was younger doing this. Okay, coming in. We're going to just stretch out the spine here. We're kind of trying to keep it as straight as possible. Hug around. Then we're going to cross one leg over. We're going to turn away from the knee. So right now, if you've got your left leg crossed over, you should be turning to your left. And then drop that knee, pick up the other one. And sorry I'm being antisocial now. And what we're going to do is just do some reaches. So this is just to make it a bit easier. You're going to have one foot crossed, reach out to the side, and then bend down to meet it. If you're here, that doesn't matter. We're just trying to extend and improve our flexibility. So switch sides, so however you are, I'm not going to move everywhere. Just stretch it out. Come in for a butterfly. Hold. So I'm just going to have the butterfly position, and we're just going to place our hands over the top. You should feel the stretch all in your inner thigh, particularly at the groin region. Coming into a quadruped, do some cat cows. Back into child's pose. Hopefully by now you should feel the flexibility to do it. If however you don't, raise up onto like a frog position and just sink back a little bit higher. So a huge thank you for joining me on today's workout. Hit me your thoughts about this workout in the comment section below. Did you enjoy using the resistance band more? Was it more exciting to actually have equipment to use? We will be doing a cardio-based workout on Wednesday with a resistance band on some of the moves, and then again we'll be doing a full body circuit on Friday. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you do give it a like and hit that subscribe button. It is so important and so amazing to see people subscribing to this channel, but please continue to do so if you haven't already. If you're watching these videos, it does make an awful lot of difference. But for me, it's bye for now.